Good evening. So, the question being raised is, what is your study so far with the Bible as scripture? After taking this class, my eyes have opened and my mind has expanded ever the more. Prior to arriving to Drew Seminary in this class, I have felt very sure and confident on where I reside in Christianlandia. My challenge is being unbiased in my outlook and um, interacting and being in spaces and conversations with other Christians or non Christians who do not interpret and view the scriptures and Christianity the way that I do. I especially find it challenging for those who are not from my background and denomination. And I understand from taking this class and other classes that I have an inherent bias that I was not completely aware of, but nevertheless, it exists. So, after hearing other voices from Christians and non Christians, from other denominations, cultures, races, ethnicities, and social and economic background, I'm challenged and I feel challenged and I even feel compelled to be in conversation with others who may not think the way I think or interpret and understand the scriptures the way that I do. So they're not wrong and they're not going to hell per se the way that we were raised and taught like this is it and anybody else that doesn't believe the way we believe is destined, not to go to heaven. So I do feel challenged and I have enjoyed engaging in other scholarly texts, Christian scholarly texts that go against what I have thought and what I have thought and what I have always believed and what I have been taught. So one of the articles that resonate with me from class is The Bible and Women We Need to Talk by Michael Beth Dinkler. And indeed, Paul has some things to say about women's roles. That was one of the quotes. And I would agree with the author that how we understand and apply these things today, however, is a more complicated matter. So I've always been aware of toxic masculinity, but never really thought about toxic masculinity in the pulpit based on the understanding of Paul, his intent, and other passages in the New Testament. So they use these passages of scripture to say why and to justify their behavior against women and why they don't want to ordain or why they don't want them in the pulpit or why they shouldn't be in leadership church roles, while ignoring the other passages of scripture in the New Testament that said there is no gender, that there is no Jew and Greek, that we all equal in the sight of God. So those scriptures that promote women and affirm women have kind of been thrown to the wayside for this particular dogma. And as a Baptist born and raised in a more of a full gospel Baptist tradition of church, extract and apply, contextualize and reject models were applied to the biblical interpretation of the scripture for their good, right? For their agenda. And I look forward to applying these models as lenses in which to read and interpret the text for myself. I identify as a Christian, but my beliefs are now beginning to lean more towards the non denominational camp of Christianity. I'm traditional, conservative in relation to some things, and I'm liberal in other things, and they are not mutually exclusive to one another. I'm finding now that there is room for it all, and that at the very least, there's room for discussion of it all without punitive consequences. And I have enjoyed this class thoroughly, and I'm glad that I took it. And I'm grateful to the professors and the TAs because it has allowed me to mature in the things of God some more and just be a better human being and have my eyes opened and be willing to engage in discussion and scholarly discussion with others. Thank you so much.